shopping bags. There's stuff over here too. No, It's stuff that you put down here that needs to be in bags.
No, I'm about to walk away from this
Okay, you just damaged my cereal. I don't even.
Girl, it's a box. It's the box. Like, okay. Then I'll take it off.
You don't want to be here today? Because that is not customer service. The way you act.
127.13.
Please put my eggs in the bag.
El traje de baño no, mi amor. Color azul. No lo voy a hacer.
And don't break me. In this video.
Let me just let people know how this could have been very easily resolved, right? And this is again coming from a person who worked in customer service. I want y'all to understand, if you happen to go back and rewatch the video, there was a young man that came up and gestured towards the bags, right? And he was like, "You don't want me?" And she waved him off. She was, "Nuh-uh." And then she went right back to the cashier. He could have very easily packaged all of those bags directly for her. This woman wanted to sit up there and start something, or she wanted to keep something going. She wanted to have some type of proof. She wanted to feel right. Whatever it is, ego, pride, I'm not sure specifically what it is, but this woman is antagonizing and trying to keep a situation going and trying to make a situation worse than what it really needs to be. Now, from what some people have stated on social media, is that this young woman inevitably ended up losing her job. I cannot confirm that, but if we go by society and how videos tend to work on social media when it deals with the companies tend to let the employees go because, quote unquote, the customer is always right. In this instance, this customer was 100% wrong. How about this one, for instance? How come this lazy woman didn't decide to put down the phone and stop recording and, I don't know, start packaging up her own stuff that she paid for? How about that one? I guess that would be too much to ask for, right? I guess she must have been disabled. Well, obviously she wasn't, because one hand was working and the other hand was holding a phone, right? So we clearly know that both of her hands are able to move, are able to work, right? But she opted not to do that. We can obviously tell that the young woman there is having a bad day. Now, I automatically would have thought that a woman would be able to see or perceive this, and she would try to lighten up the mood, or maybe work with her, or try to talk her through the situation, woman to woman, right? Her being older, living through life, walking, the long and many miles and many journeys, right? She would have somewhat of an insight and an understanding, and she would decide that she want to put some wisdom directly on this young woman in order to lighten up her mood, in order to lighten up her day and her energy. But that's not what she wanted to do. She wanted to keep her there. She wanted to allow the negativity to fester. She wanted her to keep being stressed out. She wanted her to be some type of emotional wreck and to, lash out so that she could have the proof to go on social media, so that she can go to whatever small amount of Twitter or IG or whatever followers that she got, so that she could feel right at the end of the day. This is what it is that you're looking at. You're looking at a villain. You're looking at clear-cut a villain. And as I've stated to people before, whenever these things happen and somebody loses their job like this over something so simple, I would love to actually see who these people are. Because in a lot of instances, these people aren't anything at all, right? And in a lot of instances, these people will never be missed. They will be forgotten. Nobody will even know exactly who it is that they are. This would be the only little bit of whatever that they would have to leave for the world, and it's not anything at all. It's not adding anything by any amount. Like I said, it's crazy. All of this could have been way different if this woman would have allowed the young man that was there to package the groceries for her. Again, if the young woman did lose her job, my condolences. I am so sorry that you ended up losing your job to a full-fledged, you know, uh, I got a few words, but, I'm going to refrain from using any of those words at this moment in time. But this is a very despicable person. This is a very nasty, devious person. And, like I told people before, sooner or later, the individual that decided to record, that decided to make this issue, I'm going to send this to corporate. I'm going to send this to corporate, right? Because everybody wants to send something to corporate because the main goal is to get somebody fired just so that they can feel better, right? You want to stop somebody's money because this is the little bit of power you really think that you have, all because of social media, and you're going to try to use it to full force like a dummy, misusing it and abusing a little bit of power that you got, because this is the only little thing that you got to really make you feel like you're somebody. You're such an old, bitter, great, proud, ego-driven woman that you got to sit up here and do this to a young woman coming up. Realistically, let me just put it in a better aspect. 9 times out of 10, when things like this happen, and I'm looking at the young woman here, she is very beautiful. She has her whole life in front of her, while the older woman is living directly in the future, looking back at her past. She's looking back at her and she's realizing where she is. That young girl is in shape. She don't need to hit no bit of a gym at all. Her skin is glowing. She don't need no type of makeup at all. She has all the youth, all of the beauty. And I promise you, that woman that wanted to make her day worse, she looks like something off of National Geographic's. I promise you. I promise you. And usually what happens in situations like this is that you have a lot of older women that are envious and jealous of a lot of younger women because they wish they could go back there. They wish they could look as good, as youthful, as beautiful. Like I said, a lot of people live in the past versus being in the present because a lot of people are ashamed. And that's a lot of older women who act like this, who are bitter, who are envious, who are jealous, who are ashamed of the woman that they are at this moment in time, every single time that they wake up in the morning and they look in the mirror. So, hopefully for a lot of other younger women out there, you'll never have to go through this. You'll never know what that looks like or happens to feel like, or at least I hope that you don't. Because I know a lot of you guys have to suffer and bear through that with women in your families. But like I said, this is the society that we live in.